Hello, my name is Blaze O'Connor, and today I'd like to introduce you to the Copper Penny Rope Machine. This machine I've developed will allow you to use your waste hay bale twine and to turn it into useful rope. You can use other methods of string and twine to also make rope. With this machine, some of this machine's capabilities are, with a 110-pound tensile strength rope, is to make rope from 3 to 27 strands, up to 300 feet long. Let me show you some examples of ropes this machine has done. We have here a basic 3-strand, single-length, 110-pound tensile strength rope, a 6-strand, 110-pound tensile strength rope, a 6-strand, 440-pound tensile strength rope, a 12-strand, 110-pound tensile strength rope, an 18-strand, 110-pound tensile strength twine rope, and lastly, a 6-strand, 1,800-pound tensile strength tow rope with an approximate break strength of 9,000 to 10,000 pounds. Now, I would like to show you what you get with a Copper Penny rope machine. What you get with your rope machine is a 7-page instruction manual, which goes through everything that hopefully what this video covers. You get your main frame of the rope machine. You get your, what I call the needle. It's for controlling the twist of your rope. I'll show you how to use it. You get a bearing follower, which is very important in making the rope. A 6-foot length 3-strand, 110-pound tensile strength rope, which will allow you will use with your bearing follower in some methods of the machine, and you also want to use it to compare your first ropes to as you're gaining experience. And lastly, you will receive a roll of electrical tape for tying your rope off before burning it to keep it from unraveling. Now, you can mount this rope machine a variety of ways, horizontally and vertically. Horizontally is good for mounting on fence posts on the side or on the side of a building, inside or out. Horizontally is good for mounting onto a bench or mounting on a mobile platform. A mobile platform allows you to work much better on a shop floor or smooth surfaces, whereas a stationary device like the horizontal and vertical units are good for making set lengths of rope that are going to be your staples. My first rope I would like to show you how to make is a basic 3-strand, single-length twine rope. When you're collecting your rope, it's a good idea to hang it up so none of the ends are trailing on the ground, so they don't get dirty and tangled up. When you cut your twine, it's off the hay bales. It's a good idea to cut it near the knots so that you can hook it directly to the rope machine like this. You just split your twine and pull it right on over the hooks. Now, if you didn't cut your twine near the knots, you can just make a regular overhand knot and slip it over just like this. The first thing I would do is I would pull it taut all the way back to the bearing follower over here. Right here. I will make I get my twine all even. I'll make an overhand knot. And then I will make an additional overhand knot close to where the twine meets the hook. Okay, so you hook the twine to your follower. As you can see here, the water jug is our counterweight to give us tension. At this point, I'll insert the needle into the rope. One thing about the needle is it has a loop of twine in it to attach weight, either a hammer, channel locks, a hook. Anyway, so that it doesn't spin when you built up tension when you're twisting the rope. So I'll insert it right here into the twine and push it tight against the overhand knot. Now I'll move up to over the main frame, and I do what I call a pinch test. You use the pinch test to determine which way the machine needs to rotate in order to keep the twines tight. So I will now rotate the handle away from my body, overhand, and you can see the twine getting quite tight. If I rotate it the opposite direction, you can see it gets loose. Well, we want to make sure it stays tight. So now I will build up tension, 10 to 12 rotations should bring you enough tension to start bringing the needle forward. It takes a little bit of experience to find out exactly how much tension there should be. But once you get it down, it's pretty easy. Now I begin to pull the needle forward, and you can see that the rope is starting to form behind the follower. Some more tension, and then I'll move the needle forward again. Depending on how fast you move the needle forward depends on how flexible or stiff the rope is and how aesthetically pleasing it looks with the right twist. As you get near the end of the rope, you can see here the needle comes right out next to the frame. I just lay it down here, pull a little bit of tension off, and twist the last little bit with my fingers. This is where the electrical tape comes in handy. And you only need to go about around 3 times to secure it to keep it from unraveling. You just take your scissors and cut about an inch to half inch away from the end. And your rope is just about done. Now all we have to do is unhook it from the bearing follower, trim the tails, and all you have left to do is burn it. Now when you go to burn it, you definitely do not want the hot twine to touch your skin because it sticks and will cause serious burns. I recommend having a pot of water around, a pot or pan of water to dip the hot twine into after you're done. It'll still be hot enough to burn you if you touch it to your skin, but it won't stick and cause serious blisters. Okay, so that finishes off a single length 3-strand twine rope. The next rope I would like to do is a double length 3-strand twine rope. And to go double length, I will introduce you to the square knot. The first thing I will do is hook up the 3 strands to the rope machine like before. I will then take an additional 3 strands of twine and square knot them to the twine attached to the machine. Make a loop with your finger, thread the second twine through, push it away from you, pull it all the way around, back towards you, push it back through the loop in the direction in which it came, and pull it tight. A square knot. Then I'll do it again. A loop, through, away, all the way around, back out. And you can see how the shape of the square knot there. You just pull it tight, quick jerk. Push it through, all the way around, up and around, back through, and tight. I will then pull the slack out of both sets of twine all the way out to the long needle follower over here on the wall. Overhand knot. Okay, counterweight's on. Go all the way back up here for my needle. Insert the needle tight against the overhand knot. Now you can see here we have where I did the square knots. We have these tails sticking out. We'll look at tangled up when we start to twist the rope. So I'm going to use the scissors to trim off the tails right now. Tails trimmed off, now it's time to build some tension. Pinch test, nice and tight. With a longer rope, you're going to need a lot more tension before you start to bring your needle forward. See the needle coming forward, the rope starting to spin, yep. Okay, some more tension. Longer ropes, or ropes with more strands, you're going to need a more counterweight too than just a gallon jug of water. It works for medium-sized lengths, all right, but you're going to need to have more weight. Going through the knots. If you get a little stuck there, you just wiggle right on through. There we go. As you get to the end, you can bring the needle along a lot faster because the tension builds up quicker. Needle out, pull up the last little bit of slack there, tape it off, one, 2, 3, cut it with the scissors. Burn it again. Alright, so now we have a double length 3-strand twine, and I'd like to show you another technique in using multiple strands off of one hook on the rope machine. The next rope I would like to make is going to be a 6-strand twine using the mobile mainframe and a stationary bearing follower. I have here a spool of twine, which I've square knotted together. So what I'll do is I'll take the knotted end, slip it on over one of my hooks, and travel on down to my stationary bearing hook. Hook the twine around the bearing hook, not tied off, just hook it and run it back to the second hook on the main frame. Hook it on the main frame, run it all the way back to the bearing hook again, around the bearing hook, up to the third hook on the main frame, all the way back down to the bearing hook again, and then the last leg to return to the starting hook on the main frame. Take my scissors, cut it off here. Now on this one, you can see all my little tails from where I squared knotted all the twine together. So we're going to need to go along with the scissors and cut all these tails off. One thing you definitely want to do when you're be careful about when you're cutting your tails is not to cut your strands. Otherwise, the whole mess will get tangled up all at once and it'll take you some time to get it all put back together again. Alright, all the tails are clipped off. Now it's time to insert the needle down at the bearing end. It's a little bit longer rope, so I've got a little bit bigger weight on my needle. A little fatter rope, so it also needs a bigger rope. Push it tight up against the bearing follower, as tight as it can go. And now we're going to have to build some tension. Now on a double strand rope a multiple strand rope like this, you're going to need to get the multiple strands twist together so they look like a small rope themselves before we start to bring the needle forward. Here I go. Pinch test real quick. Back, loose, forward, tight. You'll notice at this point that the main frame card is going to start moving towards the bearing follower. As the rope is being made, it'll start to is shrinking up. So you make sure you want to have not too tight, just right for making your tension. So now I'll continue to. You can also see at this point that the ropes are already starting to. The twines are already strands are starting to look like a rope. I still need to add some more tension though before pulling the needle forward. Okay, it looks like we've got enough tension now. Time to pull the needle forward. It'll start coming forward by itself. Here we go. As you get to the end, the rope machine, the frame, and the rope is going to be a bit stiffer, so you're going to want to use the ears on top to bring up the last little bit of tension. Alright, time to tape it off here. And then we also have to tape it off over at the bearing hook end, because we are only looping it around there instead of tying it like we were on the smaller ropes. So if you unhooked it down there, it would unravel from the back. Alright, so that's how you make a multiple strand rope. You use the same technique to add anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 strands come off these hooks, so you can make a large rope all in one go. Thank you for watching this video on the Copper Penny Rope Machine. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a 3-strand and 6-strand ropes using this machine and its techniques. Thank you.